Happy New Year. I'm Erica.
And I'm John.
And this is Tax Chats. If you guys have been joining us for the last few chapters, then you know that we started talking about why organizations are changing and why are they changing now. And then we led into the Wayfair decision and how that's impacting organizations today. Today we want to talk about the benefits of automating your sales and use tax functions.
One of those benefits is your data warehousing capabilities. By pulling all this sales and use tax information into a central repository, you can bring all the information from the various point of sale systems or wherever you're gathering data for your sales and use tax compliance. Warehousing allows you to examine the data, also scrub and cleanse that data, remove the data that is not pertinent to the exercise, and then finally allows you to catalog that data. What I like to think of when someone says, well, what are the benefits of sales and use tax automation in terms of warehousing? Creating a central repository, that of course decreases cost. You're creating a central repository that allows all parties to the sales and use tax function, which are generally three in nature: your CIO suite, your CFO suite, and your CLO suite, Chief Legal Officer suite, to know where that data is housed. Then you catalog it, and you can constantly change the catalog. And one of the catalog is indexing, like a Dewey Decimal System in a library. You can cross-reference, cross-site various issues within the sales and use tax process. You can start to look at nuances and differences in tax rates. Let's say you want to start to monitor what the tax rates are in Idaho in a particular county. You can have that trending analysis and that reporting. And then finally what your cataloging allows you to do is that you can all come together around one platform and discuss the best tax strategy for moving forward. And this is really important because as technology and tax start to merge, it isn't just starting and it's well on its way, but it's now through the refinement process. Data warehousing allows for the collection, the indexing, the cleaning, and finally the review of the data.
Absolutely, John. So you said a lot of great things in your response. Let's start with bringing those teams together, because one team that I think is often left out is that IT department, because a lot of times when we start having these conversations with organizations, we're talking to the finance department, we're talking to the C-suite, or even talking to tax, but IT is never brought in until we are all the way down to contracting, and now somebody wants to see the InfoSec pack, right? And I cannot tell you how derailing that can be to your entire process. And it's going to put the brakes on all the hard work that we've done. So one thing that I advise clients is bring that IT department in as early as possible, because first of all, they're going to be so invaluable to all the discussions that we have to get to contracting point, right? And they're going to help you assess not only your processes, but the capabilities of the systems that you currently have. Right, John?
Yeah, and it's allowing visibility from the CFO suite, CLO suite, to see really what's going in with the CIO suite. But it truthfully is that dialogue, that, I don't want to say camaraderie, but getting to know one another and what your functions are within the organization that ultimately create a better streamlined, cost-effective approach for bringing in the sales and use tax data and warehousing it. And at the end of the day, it is mitigating against risk across the enterprise.
Absolutely, absolutely. So get your team together. You guys are going to work well together, and it's going to make your life so much easier. But on top of that, John, you've said a lot about making sure that all the functions of the sales and use tax process work together. And it's not uncommon to meet a department or a company that have already gone through this process. And from their perspective, their functions are already automated. Sales and use tax is already automated because, hey, we did this 10 years ago and we put in a solution. So we have a tax calculation solution, and then we have another solution from a different vendor that does the cert management for us, and then we have a way to do our filing. So it's automated, right? Not really.
Yeah, I mean, granted it's automated, but really what you need to do is do that audit to bring back into a current status, a current state of affairs. And I think our next topic would be something to deal with how you merge these systems and how you prepare the data and the warehouse for a future audit.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's do that. Next conversation, we'll talk about just that, how to merge the systems, because I'm sure what we've talked about today makes it sound very daunting and overwhelming. So we're going to help you understand why it's not. And then we'll talk about that audit trail as well.
I think that's a good discussion to have, Erica.
Absolutely. So I'm Erica.
And I'm John.
And this is Tax Chat.